Imagine stepping into a world filled with mystery and peril as night falls. In this place, the only thing standing between humans and the hidden threats of the darkness is a group known as the Demon Slayer Corps. These brave souls are the defenders in a silent war against creatures that haunt the night, protecting unknown humanity from horrors beyond their wildest dreams. Demon Slayer is one of the most popular shows to come out in the last 10 years, created by the talented Koyoharu Gotoge. A big reason it's so loved is because of its interesting characters. Here's a cool fact that you might not know unless you've read everything about the manga. Tanjiro, Tengen, Inosuke, and Zenitsu are in a band called Stylish Scruffy Democracy. But let's just say they're more likely to win hearts with their bravery than their musical talent. So we're going to share some fun trivia and facts about the series. Let's start with the fact that Genya Shinazugawa isn't the only human who has a taste for demons. His unique ability to consume demon flesh and gains their powers is notably highlighted during the Swordsmith Village arc, specifically in chapters around 100 to 127 of the manga. This method allows him to fight alongside other demon slayers despite not being able to use breathing styles. However, it also carries significant risks, as it slowly transforms him into something demon-like, a point of concern for his brother, Sanemi. This arc explores the lengths Genya will go to in order to protect others. Kokushibo mentions that Genya Shinazugawa is not the only human who eats demons during their confrontation. This occurs during the intense battle in the Infinity Castle arc, specifically in chapter 178. Kokushibo, after witnessing Genya's ability to consume and assimilate parts of demons to gain their powers, reflects on his own past, and acknowledges that Genya is not the first to possess such a unique ability. However, the manga does not go deeply into detail of the other individuals who may have shared this ability, leaving the concept rather mysterious and largely unexplored. But did you know that when Demon Slayer was at the peak of its popularity, everyone was buzzing about Inosuke's face reveal? Until that moment, his appearance was a big secret, fueling tons of excitement and speculation among the fans. However, this anticipation took an unexpected turn. In the mini-comic released at the end of one of the manga volumes, meant to be a lighthearted edition, the editor mistakenly included Inosuke's face, revealing it months ahead of its intended debut in the story. This slip-up led to a wave of disappointment and frustration from the fans. In the letter, Gotoge issued a heartfelt apology for the accidental reveal that occurred before its intended introduction in the storyline. They mentioned this mistake took place in the Jump Giga magazine and expressed regret over this and other errors made due to time constraints and carelessness. Gotoge reflects on the responsibility felt towards the readers and their dedication to doing their best despite the pressures of time. Next, we have the series that also shares details about Tamayo and Yushiro's unique and touching bond. Yushiro fell in love with Tamayo the moment he saw her. It was so intense, he felt like lightning had struck him. What Yushiro adores about Tamayo are the details that showcase her vulnerability and kindness. He appreciates her gentle voice, her dedication, and even the endearing moments when she's so lost in thought that she trips over. These small, humanizing moments, like when Tamayo was nearly brought to tears by a chicken chasing her, only deepen Yushiro's affection for her. Their relationship is also highlighted by the interaction with their cat Messenger. This cat, serving as a messenger between them and the outside world, clearly prefers Tamayo over Yushiro, finding Yushiro a bit bothersome. Did you hear about the time Tanjiros Mom headbutted a boar? Tanjiro's headbutt technique was revealed to have been inherited from his mother, Kie Kamado, in Demon Slayer Season 2, Episode 17. In a post-credit scene, Nezuko recounts how their mother subdued a wild boar with a headbutt, humorously represented by Inosuke. In this flashback, Tanjiro, still a child, watches his mother's surprising show of strength with wide-eyed wonder. It's this moment, as seen through the eyes of young Tanjiro, that could very well have inspired him to adopt the headbutt as his signature move, realizing its potential not just as a form of defense, but as a powerful attack in his own battles. There's also additional information that's provided about Sakonji Urokodaki. It's revealed that he prefers fox-themed masks due to his fondness for foxes, and this is the only type of mask he wears. The reason he wears a mask in the first place stems from his emotional struggles. Demons mocked him for his kind-looking face, leading him to cover up to shield himself from such derision. Regarding his financial situation, Urokodaki is depicted as a cultivator within the Demon Slayer Corps, and thus receives funds from Oyakata-sama, the leader of the Corps. However, he typically leads a self-sufficient lifestyle, only using the money for essentials or special circumstances. For example, he used some of the funds to provide nutritious food for Tanjiro upon his arrival, and to compensate his hunter friends who helped set traps. As for his personal life, Urokodaki remains single, but has encountered a woman who caught his interest, although their relationship has not progressed significantly. Despite his many talents and skills, Urokodaki has a notable weakness. He cannot handle alcohol, as he has a very low tolerance for it. Ever curious about why Kyojuro Rengoku's hair is colored yellow and red? It's interesting to note that it's not due to genetics. In Rengoku Volume 0, along with Kyojuro's first mission story, it talks about why Kyojuro Rengoku and his family have unique hair colors. So why do the guys in the Rengoku family all have such bright hair color? Well, there's an old tradition in their family called kankagari, which means watching fire. When a woman from the family gets pregnant, she's supposed to sit by a big fire for 2 hours every 7th day until she gives birth. It's believed that this makes the boys who are born have hair that looks like flames. But it's not safe for pregnant women to sit near big fires, so it's not a good idea to copy this tradition. Also, people from the Rengoku family, like Kyojuro's mom, have red eyes too, probably because of this tradition. Did Kyojuro know about this tradition? It doesn't seem like it. In a book called Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Stories of Water and Flame, by Ryoji Hirano, which is like an extra book for the main story, Kyojuro jokes that maybe his family's hair color comes from eating lots of shrimp tempura. Since his mom died when he was young, he probably never learned about kankagari, and yeah, if you look at a shrimp tempura, it does kinda look like Kyojuro's hair. Did you know Jujutsu Kaisen makes an amusing reference to Demon Slayer in the midst of its intense culling game arc in chapter 195 of the manga? The reference comes when Hagane Daido, a newly introduced character who's desperately searching for a katana, finds one in a box of toys. And pressing a button on the toy sword activates a sound that plays Tanjiro's voice saying, "First form, water surface slash." Of course, it's not a real katana. It happens to be a model of Demon Slayer protagonist Tanjiro's famous Nichirin sword. While the manga does not explicitly mention that the katana belongs to the world of Demon Slayer, the reference is obvious to fans familiar with the famed shonen series, especially given the toy's sound effect that mimics one of Tanjiro's signature techniques. Adding to the humor, Natsuki Hanae, the Japanese voice actor for Tanjiro, acknowledged the homage with a tweet that has received widespread attention, amassing over 200,000 likes so far. Regarding the character Daido from Jujutsu Kaisen, the toy sword is clearly not the item he was searching for. Furthermore, he remains oblivious to the Demon Slayer reference, given his background as a sorcerer reincarnated from an earlier time. The next fact you didn't know about is Kusagai crows. These are special birds that work for the Demon Slayer team. They carry messages to the Demon Slayers. According to the extra special facts shared in the series, these crows have their own special gathering spot. There, they can rest and talk about their human partners, the Demon Slayers. They might brag or complain about them, just like people might do their friends or co-workers. Apart from these crows, there's an exception in the form of a small sparrow named Chuntaro, who sticks with Zenitsu, one of the Demon Slayers. This stands out because typically, all Demon Slayers get a Kasugai crow. Chuntaro and Zenitsu's partnership is unique, and show that there's always room for something different in the series. Enmu, a character from Demon Slayer, has a backstory that helps us understand why he acts the way he does. When Enmu was a human, he had trouble telling the difference between being awake and dreaming, even when he was just a kid. This confusion caused problems for him and the people around him. As he grew up, Enmu started to use his understanding of dreams in a bad way. He wasn't a doctor, but he pretended to be one. He would tell sick people who were very ill that they were going to get better even though it wasn't true. This made the sick people happy for a little while because they believed they were cured, but later they would find out it was all a lie. Enmu kept doing this bad thing over and over, tricking people and making their lives harder. This part of his life is important because when Enmu becomes a demon, he uses his power to control dreams and make them seem real, just like he confused reality and dreams when he was human. His past behavior and his actions as a demon are connected, showing why he loves messing with people's dreams so much. Did you know that each of the pillars have different animals they like or take care of, which shows more about who they are? Sanemi, who's usually very tough, surprisingly likes a Japanese rhinoceros beetle, a kind of big bug. Mitsuri, who is very kind and loving, has a rabbit. Himejima, who looks very strong and serious, likes cats. Shinobu, who is always calm, has goldfish. Kengen, who's flashy and loud, keeps mice. Giyu had a funny but bad experience with the dog, so he doesn't want any pets. Tokito would like to have pets, but his crow gets jealous, so he can't. Kyojuro isn't allowed to have pets because his dad doesn't like them. Iguro has a snake, but he thinks of it more as a friend than a pet. And when it comes to who's the most liked pillar, it's Tengen. People think he's great at talking and very charming. As for who's the scariest pillar, it's Sanemi. People find him really scary, especially because of his fierce eyes. There was a time when a bad man got caught by Sanemi for bothering a girl, and Sanemi scared him so much that the man had an accident right there. And there you have it, fellow Demon Slayer fans, some surprising facts about Demon Slayer that you might not have known before. Do you know some facts not a lot of people know? Let us know! Are you curious about the strongest characters in Demon Slayer? Well, that's the subject of this other video. Click on the link here to see that other cool video. Go ahead, click it!